Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to talk about APLD, a stock that has been talked about a lot. I'm going to give my opinion on it and maybe a company that would be worth buying a little bit more. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. We're almost about to hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So portfolio today looking very nice. We're up 5%, almost $29,000 in the account. Very happy with that. And let's check out APLD. So APLD is it's a stock, it's a great stock that's up a lot. You see the past year, the stock is up almost 400%. In the past 5 years, it's up almost 120%. This is because it dropped a lot on IPO, but it hasn't even been around for, 4 years yet. It's only been around for 3. So I wanted to take a deeper dive into this company because we see, on Robinhood, there's not a lot to show for. We see a little bit of the metrics, but I've been using this new platform called marketwatch.io. I have my affiliate link down below. Great platform right here. Goes a little bit more in depth than you'd see on other sites. So APLD, we're up 7% today. It actually hit a high today of 14%. And we see in the past week, 36%, past month, almost 100. So this stock definitely is on a move. What this company does actually is that they actually provide the design of the AI cloud data space infrastructure thing. They provide the design, they provide the whole layout for that, and there's a lot of companies that are using them. So we see their revenue 219 million. Look at their PE ratio, negative 36.97. So this company has a valuation of they're up 100% and they're making no money. They're losing money. Annually, their free cash flow is down $700 million. Like they're 700 million in the red. Their return of equity down 40%. This is what I really like to look for, is return on invested capital is down 12%. With a newer company, that makes sense, but they've been around for 3 years. So when investing in this stock, when I'm investing in a stock, I don't want to feel like I'm investing in an idea. I want to feel like I'm investing in a company. So with APLD, I really feel like I'm investing in only an idea, which is not my favorite. We see the current price right here. We actually see they break it down here. It's $37, but the intrinsic value is around $2. I think that it has to trade at a little bit of a premium because it is APLD, and they do have the possibility for big things. But you see a lot of big holders here. A lot of BlackRock, Vanguard, Nvidia, a lot of people that believe in this company. But what I wanted to talk about with this company is that there's probably a better option out there. We see, a lot of the metrics are just not too good for this company. They do have, a lot of funding. This company is, very thought of as the golden child right now. It is up a lot, but a lot of the metrics also aren't that good. There's a lot of things that could be done better, and I think that a company that does that a lot better is AMD. AMD's stock is up a lot. It's up 10% again today. What a surprise. It seems like it does that every day. So this is my largest holding here, AMD. No surprise to you guys, but I'm up a lot on it, definitely 123%, but I think this company is still a buy. Okay, so I wanted to go through the investor presentation right here of why I think AMD is still a buy. We see AMD's financial results. Let's just take a look at this. And AMD has something that is APLD's whole company, okay? So this is basically what I want to talk about, is completion of acquisition of ZT Systems. This happened March 31st, 2025. So it hasn't been that long, hasn't been long at all. So what ZT System is they're bringing together world-class silicon software and systems design to deliver rack scale AI solutions. They're doing the same exact thing as APLD. They have a higher valuation. ZT Systems actually got bought out by NVIDIA for, if I'm not mistaken, it was $4.9 billion. So they're worth more than APLD already. And AMD is just holding that. I don't think people even know that AMD is the owner of ZT Systems. I don't think people know too much about ZT Systems. So what they do is the same exact thing as APLD. They're making, addressing high growth data center AI accelerator market, full rack AI solutions, and system level capabilities and key factors in scaling AMD. So AMD has an APLD inside of their company. AMD already is so great with their chips, all their innovations, everything that Lisa Su is doing, but they just have another, part of their company that, like Google, like I talked about yesterday, watch that video if you haven't, they have Waymo. Nobody even knows. No one knows that Google owns Waymo. Same thing with AMD. They haven't had ZT Systems for a long time, but I think when this comes to light, the stock is going to, even a little bit more than it already has. So we see their revenue in Q2 2025. AMD is growing, as a whole, just as it is. When you have revenue increase of 32% year over year, your company is obviously doing something right. And if you guys didn't know, I talked about this in a previous video, but AMD is up so much in the past month, even past week, because they actually did sign a deal with OpenAI, ChatGPT, Sam Altman. And then we see, they're up 10% again today. So this company is looking great right now. I really like AMD, a long-term hold for me. And then their margins, are also, the margin's a little bit down, but when you increase revenue by, what was it, 32%, I don't mind it. Operating income down a little bit, not worried about that either. I think the main thing is them driving revenue up. That was looking like a scary part of their business for a little bit. They were losing money. Their growth rates slowed down immensely. So the fact that they can get their revenue up 32%, their gross profit up 7% year over year, I'm happy with that for right now. Summary P&L, same thing, segment results. But what I wanted to go over is their three segments. They have three main segments. This is the data center segment, which is where APLD's counterpart ZT Systems is going to be operating. They're in the data center space. And I wanted to look at this as well. This is just, AI overview. Gemini, Google, talked about that yesterday again. Gemini looks to be very bullish for Google. Great information that it gives, actually. So the AI server design sector is experiencing rapid growth, with global market growth rates projected to be between 27 and 38%. If you can get 27 or 38% growth rates in any market, that's I'm buying it, okay? It's annually for the next several years, reaching a market value of over 1.6 trillion by 2032. And I think ZT Systems is one of the biggest players in this $1.6 trillion market, as APLD is as well. But ZT Systems is one of the biggest players in this. And I feel a lot more confident investing in AMD, a company with, a market cap of 387 billion. Their PE ratio, it's high right now because the stock is high. But they have a positive PE ratio. AMD's making money. Okay, I feel a lot more confident in a company that's profiting from their investments than a company that I'm investing, on an idea. So, and I think the returns are going to be similar as well. So, I mean, you do with that information what you will. But we also see the data center segment. So this is doing very well for AMD. Client and gaming segment. This is a segment that was struggling for AMD immensely over the past couple of quarters, and they've actually got this up 69% year over year. That was the only segment that they were really struggling with. And then embedded segment, not looking amazing, but also this is not a high driver of growth for AMD. I mean, less than $1 billion in comparison to their 3.6 and their 3.2 revenue. So the fact that this is higher than even this, I mean, it's insane. Okay, the fact that they took that gaming segment that high is very impressive. So data center segment revenue, I mean, this is going to be up every single year for as long as companies keep investing more and more in CapEx. I mean, that's just how it's going to be until, who knows when that AI bubble pops, but I don't think that'll be for a while. So yeah, I mean, AMD looks very compelling right here, especially when you put it next to APLD, which you look at all of these metrics, and it's not amazing. This is definitely a speculative play. I have a few speculative plays in my portfolio, as you guys know. I mean, if you go down here, I am a holder of Big Bear AI, BBAI, which has been good so far. I mean, it's down 4% today, but I think I'm up around 15%, or yeah, 14%. Didn't put that much money in it. I'm not really that much of a speculative investor. That's why I bought AMD, who already has a backing and has the same exact thing as APLD, if not better. So yeah, I think that a low price target of $7 probably makes a lot of sense. This is a company that I'm not going to be buying, but I do think it's an interesting play. I think that if you do want to, go out there and basically buy a lottery ticket and get this company, you can go and buy it. But I think AMD is a much more sound investment, as, actually buying a piece of a company that has value and is not based on an idea. AMD is based on deals that have been done. They're based on the numbers that they've provided, the returns they've got over the years. And I think this is one day probably an $1,000 company. For as long as we see, the chip cycle go, this company's market cap is probably going to go to $1 trillion. That would, 3x the company's market cap. That would make it, around $600, a little bit more than that, almost 800. And then I see it getting even higher than that, because you take NVIDIA right here, the main player right now, and NVIDIA's market cap is 4.4 trillion, and this company looks like it's never going to go down. It's getting insane. I mean, they're not up a lot, but the past 3 months still up 6% when you're already up 32% year to date. It's pretty crazy. I mean, NVIDIA's done things that no other company has ever done in the history of the stock market, and AMD being their main competitor that's catching up very fast. AMD is almost at the same level as NVIDIA at this point, from what I've heard with their chips. So the fact that all these companies are starting to partner with them and AMD offers them for a lower price, this is really going to, disrupt the supply chain in the AI world, which, that seems to be where all the money is made right now. So I think that, definitely getting some AMD, especially if you own NVIDIA, why not have some of both? I think AMD is very likely to outperform NVIDIA over this next year. So yeah, that's all I have for today's video, guys. I think that AMD is a much better investment than APLD. I think APLD is, if you're speculating and you want to buy it, in hopes that maybe it'll return something, you can do that. It's a good idea. Good on you. But I think AMD, if you want to, hold for the long term, 3 to 7 years, is still a buy right now. You can't time these great stocks like Google right here. I mean, just Nvidia, honestly, for a great example. Nvidia, how would you have timed this? You couldn't have possibly timed this, because you go to the all-time chart. I mean, maybe you could have timed it on this dip, but even then, I mean, you're getting it for, around the same price. 138 is now 180, 108 as well. So I mean, maybe you'll get a dip on AMD, but do you really want to, miss out on, what was this? I mean, from 140 to 180, you're making a pretty hefty percentage gain right there. That's around, a 40% gain. So, I mean, it's more than 40%. So it's up to you guys if you want to make that choice. I think that AMD, all these great stocks, these big stocks, very solidified stocks, are a great buy at any point in time, as long as the company is returning and doing what you think the company is supposed to do, and their balance sheet looks good. The price of the stock doesn't matter as much as the company's metrics. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for watching. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Catch you in the next one. Peace.